See what a designer builder does when he decides to buy and update a 1950s colonial home. The exterior is enhanced and the existing interior craftsmanship is maintained in the new interior. You're going to see this year-long project in its entirety right now on Before and After. Hello there, I'm Pat Simpson. Welcome to Before and After. On this episode, we'll get to see what a designer builder does when he gets the chance to turn a 1950s brick colonial style home into the perfect home for his own family. From the floor plans to the finishing touches, we'll see this entire remodel all during this half hour. The house itself sits on a 1-acre lot not far from Washington, D.C. Homeowners Bruce and Wilma have never lived in the house, though they've spent months deciding to buy it and then planning the remodel.
Well, the house has first of all, a lot of character and charm. Well built and great location. We felt that we could come up with a design solution to make the house more comfortable for our needs.
One room they were immediately drawn to was the current family room.
One of the things that I really love is how you step down into the family room, living room space. There's just something kind of old and charming about that, and even the way the original house has, molded wood on those steps that you step down into the family room. It's just unique.
Bruce and Wilma want to carry that level of craftsmanship and detail into the new expanded home. One area they are especially concerned with is the kitchen.
We have a 1950s original kitchen, so that's probably where we're going to start the remodel, is to update the kitchen, open it up to create more natural light, open up views.
The kitchen will be attached to the dining room next door, which will be expanded. On the other side of the kitchen, the existing sunroom will become a new home office. A new sunroom will be added on just off this part of the family room. Outside, not only will the house be enlarged, but it will also get a new front porch. All in all, the couple is really looking forward to making this a great home for their family.
We just know that in due time this is going to be just an absolute beautiful home that people will marvel over.
Well, I've had a chance to look around the remodeled home, and Wilma was right. It's absolutely beautiful. And even more importantly, it's the special home, the functional home that they wanted to raise their daughters in. And later on, you'll get a chance to admire all of the changes when Bruce and Wilma give us the entire tour. Now, Bruce is not only the co-owner of this home, but he's also the designer, and coming up, he'll talk to us about the design that he created for this home. We'll also meet Margaret Rast, the architect who worked with Bruce and Wilma to help them achieve the look that they wanted. So stay with us. Hello there, welcome back to Before and After. I'm Pat Simpson. We've been following a remodeling project in the Washington, D.C. area for about a year, and we'll be showing you the results of all of that hard work before this episode is over. But first, we're going to take a look at the architectural drawings to put everything in perspective. You're looking at the original 4,300 square foot home. It's a 1950s colonial style bought by the owner of a design build firm to be remodeled into a home for his family. An architect worked with him to create this new look. The home has been updated and gained another 1,400 square feet. And that architect will be joining us in just a moment, but joining us right now is the owner of the design build firm, as well as the owner of the house. This is Bruce Bowers. Now, Bruce, you came up with the initial design, but then your architect pretty much finished things up for you. Why did you select this property to begin with?
It was really the location, and it's a beautiful 1-acre piece of property.
Wonderful. Okay, now let's take a look at the boards. This is the way it looked before any of the remodeling began.
Well, first of all, the kitchen was really small and outdated. We also had a really rustic sunroom, and we also had an old bathroom that needed to be remodeled.
Okay, same question up here, Bruce. What were you intending to do on the second floor?
Again, the rooms were small and they need to be updated.
Okay, pretty basic stuff. So this next board represents what you and the architect came up with. Now the blue lines represent new or remodeled space, and the yellow lettering represents new or remodeled as well. Tell me about it.
Well, starting at the front door, we created a covered entry. We also, for the kitchen, took the wall down between the kitchen and dining room and expanded the kitchen.
Okay.
We created a new dining room space on the back of the home. a new sunroom space on the west side of our home. The old sunroom we converted to a home office and a new mudroom. Remodeled the hall bath and added a powder room.
Beautiful. Okay, now before we go upstairs, let's see this one more time. This is the way the first floor looked before, and this is the way it looks after. And this is the after of the second floor, so tell me about all the new space up here.
Okay, well the first thing we did, we remodeled bathrooms and provided dedicated bathrooms for our two girls.
Right.
We also brought up the laundry room and created a new corridor through a small bedroom, which created a new master suite for us.
Okay, and part of that master suite, the bathroom, is over the new space downstairs.
That's right.
So that's great. Okay, let's look back now. This is the way it looked before on the second floor, and this is the way it looks now, the after. Okay, and as we look up here at the top of the board, this was attic space.
That's right, that's right. Basically, we wanted to turn into livable space. We added 3 dormers to the front, a full shed dormer on the back, and added a bathroom, so this could become a separate bedroom.
Okay, now let's take a look at the exteriors. You'll remember the house started out looking like this, but Bruce and his wife Wilma wanted a home that accentuated the lot they loved. So they brought in architect Margaret Rast to redesign the home. Now before we see your elevations, what should homeowners keep in mind with a remodel like this?
Well, Pat, it's really important that they assign some of their budget for the front elevation to enhance its value as well.
Okay, so enhance the curb appeal.
Yes.
All right, tell us about the before elevations.
Well, the existing house was a nice 2-story box with 2 side wings of 1 story.
Okay, but you really dressed that up, to say the least. Look at this. This is beautiful, Margaret. Tell us about it.
Well, Bruce and Wilma wanted a spectacular house to take advantage of the lot. So what we did is add a porch on the front, which really welcomes you in. We added the 2nd story here, but to keep the focus on the center, we added the 3 dormers, which bring light into the 3rd story. The sunroom on the side, all glass with master bath above, and enclosing the original sunroom.
Wonderful. Okay, and this next board will show us the back of the house.
Yeah, the back is pretty much dictated by the addition itself. Sunroom, master bath with the bay, skylights. Again, lots of glass here on the shed dormer to bring light into the 3rd floor, and of course the spectacular dining room window.
Well, Margaret, thank you so much. The elevations turned out great, and Bruce, thank you so much as well. Now, when we come back in our next segment, Bruce and his wife Wilma will join us to give us a tour of the finished house. But before we do that, let's see some of what it took to turn these plans into a reality. On our first visit to the site, crews are already busy framing the new 2nd floor master suite, which is taking the place of a smaller bedroom that's been demolished. Once the bulk of framing has been done, oriented strand board is cut to be nailed on as sheathing. The project's homeowner and builder, Bruce, is here on this day, checking out the new foundation and floor joist for the dining area addition. Inside, the house has been stripped of plaster on the wall studs so that new mechanical systems can be put in place. The first floor has also been stripped, but the old hardwood floors remain. Back outside, special scaffolding makes it easy for the crews to reach the roof, which they begin cutting in sections. The demolished roofing is pulled off and thrown over the side. From inside the attic, old boards are used to poke the roofing and knock it out of place. New dormers will be incorporated into this area to make it living space. 3 months later, the new sunroom and master suite addition have been topped off with a shed dormer. Work continues on that sunroom today as workers install this divided light window, which takes its place as one of 15 windows bringing tons of light into the sunroom. The new exterior also features these 3 gabled dormers, which allow light into the new attic guest suite. The back of the house has double gables over the new dining room. Inside, that dining room has an arched top window and vaulted ceiling. Less than a month has gone by since our last visit, and we can already see the start of the new front porch. Up on the roof, the dormers are being painted. Inside, all the mechanical systems have been updated, so now it's time for the insulation. Bruce and Wilma chose expanding foam insulation for this ceiling. After it's expanded, the excess is cut away to the same depth as the rafters. This makes drywall application easier. Well, another month has gone by, and the dormers have been completely trimmed out and painted, and the roofing materials are on. Inside, the home has been drywalled and the trim work is now beginning, as is the painting. 6-panel doors were chosen to go with the old flavor of this new house. Over in the kitchen, most of the cabinets have been installed. The homeowners plan for this to be the control center of the house. Well, Bruce's job as a builder is now over, so now he and his wife Wilma and their children can enjoy life in their brand new home. Stay with us. When we come back, they'll give us the grand tour. Welcome back to Before and After. This is the part of the show where we place our cameras in nearly the exact same position they were in about a year ago before any remodeling began. This way we can see how much the house has changed when we compare the before shots to the after shots when we take a tour of the home. But first, a little background information. This time, the home is a 1950s colonial style located in the Washington, D.C. area. You're looking at the home the way it was when we shot the original video. This is how it now looks after an extensive remodel. It's still a colonial style, just not a 1950s colonial style. It's been completely updated, as you're about to see. And once again, the homeowners, Bruce and Wilma, are joining us to take us on a tour of the house. Let's start with the exterior, with the front of the house first. Now, Wilma, what do you think about the front of your new home?
Well, we love it because when we first bought the home, it was a standard colonial, what we call a typical box. And we needed to add some character to it. So with the new stone wings and the front porch detail and the dormers in the attic, it has a lot of character and charm.
Oh, it certainly does. Now let's go around to the back side of the house and look at changes back here. This is the way the back of the house used to look before any remodeling began. And this is the way that it looks now, a totally different home back here, Bruce.
Right, with the use of multiple roof lines and the amount of glass, we really wanted to capture natural light and extend the line of sight from outdoors, from inside outdoors. And the use of materials, stone, brick, the siding, the rear dining room with the high glass, and again multiple roof lines, has really given us the look that we were after.
Well, in just a moment we're going to take a tour of this very impressive colonial style home on the inside, but before we do that, let's take another quick look at all of the changes that occurred on the outside. Okay, now it's time for us to take a tour of the inside of Wilma and Bruce's brand new home. Let's start right here in your new foyer.
Actually, the former foyer was quite gracious, but we knew that it could be improved upon.
So the first thing we did, we enlarged the opening to the dining room. We also brightened the space with new wall treatments.
Beautiful. Okay, now let's go over to this area, which is your new family room, and it was a family room before too, right?
It was a family room before, again very spacious, but very dark, and again we knew that it could be much better than it was.
So we've made it more inviting by replacing the old pine paneling with a new glazed finish. We refinished the floors and added new windows.
Now let's go out to this space, which is all new space, to the sunroom.
Well, again, we wanted to create a space that felt like a screen porch, so we added windows on all three sides, and when it's nice out, we like to open up the windows.
But because this is where we spend most of our time, we also added heating and cooling, and it's just our most favorite spot in the house.
We really like the beadboard ceiling we installed.
Well, I can see why it's a great room. Okay, now back over to this side of the house. This is what we're calling the grandparents' suite. That was a bedroom before.
It was a bedroom. It was dated, and we really wanted to create a more inviting space for our grandparents when they came to visit.
So what we did was continued the colors from the foyer into this room, making it very livable and very comfortable, very private.
Now let's go back here to a brand new part of the house, which really is multi-purpose.
That's right. One of the unique things about this dining space is that we've added a sitting area. Right next to it we have lots of storage in our cabinetry, our beautiful granite, and the lovely window that lets in a tremendous amount of light all times of the day.
Then we also added French doors, which leads to our new outdoor patio. We have lots of high glass and this beautiful archtop wood ceiling. We just love the high glass and the curved
And you can see why it's one of our favorite rooms.
Okay, now here on the other end of the house, you have an office which before was totally different space.
This was our old screen porch, concrete floors, not inviting at all.
Now is it not only my home office, which is very functional, a lot of storage space, but it's also a space for both of our daughters to do their homework.
Perfect. Okay, now before we go upstairs, let's go downstairs to the basement. This is a new recreation room, but it was also a rec room before.
Very drab, very dark, very 1950s.
So what we decided to do here, we actually recycled the old wood paneling, made it wainscoting. We also added larger windows and really made it more inviting.
It did. Okay, and right off of that area is a new exercise room, which is brand new space. Tell me about that exercise room.
The exercise room is tremendously functional. It fit all of our exercise equipment in it, and the windows that we've installed, you would never know that this was a basement. It's so light and airy.
Now we're going to go upstairs to the second floor, and we'll start right here in your new library area, which I think is wonderful. What was that space before?
Well, this was a small bedroom, again pretty nondescript. It had a doorway leading to an attic.
And now we've removed that doorway so that you have easy access to the third story, a nice open hallway, the laundry equipment behind these French doors, and library space for our books and photo albums.
You made the best use of that space. Okay, over in this corner, one of your daughter's rooms. Was that a bedroom before?
It was, and the space basically was fine. It was just dated. We wanted to replace the wallpaper, and we wanted to make again, more inviting space for our daughter.
So we let her pick out her favorite color of pink and coordinated everything in the bedroom so that it could truly be special for her.
And over on this corner is your other daughter's bedroom.
Yeah, this space actually started out, or originally was the master bedroom. It had a small half bath, and what we wanted to do again was make it more inviting for our oldest daughter.
So we renovated the space for her, let her pick out her favorite color of blue, and now it has truly become a special place for her.
I can see why. Okay, right here is new space, your master bedroom. Tell me about this. This is wonderful.
Yes, this is our new master bedroom space. Perfect size for us, lots of light. Love the plant ledge that lets us display some of our artwork, and the vaulted ceilings really create fabulous volume.
And right here is a wonderful master bathroom.
The first thing you notice is a bathtub, again with a lot of natural light. We also have double bowl vanities, so we have plenty of room in the morning. And then also, again, we've created this nice luxurious shower.
And I especially like the vaulted ceilings, which have allowed us to put this beautiful hand-painted mural. It truly makes for a luxurious bath.
Our next stop is going to be up here, which was unfinished attic space, but now you're using it as a flex room, you said?
It's going to be a flex room, could be a future home office, but we have it set up as a guest bedroom today. We want to again bring in a lot of natural light. We added dormers both to the front and to the back of the home.
And we also installed a private bathroom so that our guests can feel completely at home.
Now let's go back downstairs to the first floor to an area that I think is really unique. It's a combination of beverage area and kitchen, but first, tell me what this beverage area was before.
Well, this started out as our dining room, and we knew that we were going to relocate the dining space. We felt this space could be better utilized for something else.
So we installed this beverage center with a refrigerator, ice maker, storage space, and a great transition to several parts of the house.
And the last stop on our tour is right here in your brand new kitchen, but first, tell us what the kitchen was like in the old house.
Well, it was certainly quaint, but I had all the original appliances, all the original cabinets, and certainly not what we needed for this day and age, so we were anxious to make changes to this room.
And look at the changes you've made, Wilma. This is great.
Thank you. Yes, we've really enjoyed it. We love the granite top and the tumbled marble natural materials, and we chose to use these painted cabinets. Again, just kind of inviting, very warm and comfortable.
Yeah, it is very, very nice.
I think one of the most drastic changes was by removing the dining room wall. We were able to create this wonderful wood raised countertop, really inviting. We really enjoy entertaining, and this is a very warm, comfortable spot.
Entertaining? That's a key word for us. We'll come back and we'll entertain. How about that?
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
Bruce, Wilma, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. You have a wonderful home, and we've enjoyed being a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Pat.
We'd also like to say thank you to Bowers Construction Group, as well as Rast Architectural Studios. Now, although this tour is wrapped up, we're not done with this episode quite yet, because we want to open up our before and after photo album and see just what's in there. So stay with us. Well, that was just another look at the main project that we just featured on this episode. Now it's time for us to open up our before and after photo album and take a look at a great before and after project. The owners of this California home purchased it mostly for its location in the hills, but they wanted to change its contemporary look. After the remodel, they have a sprawling Italian-style home that better suits their tastes. Before, the street side of the home was hidden behind a retaining wall and large trees. After, this side is much more prominent with a high arched entry and gated driveway. Inside, the old foyer was dark and dated, but still offered a view of the backyard. Now that view is visible in this bright and welcoming area, complete with columns and a marble floor. Here's the kitchen before the remodel, and here it is after. New cabinets open up the room and skylights add much needed light. Let's take another look at this California contemporary and the Italian-style home it became. Well, that wraps up this episode of Before and After. As we leave you, we're going to take a quick look at some of the befores and the afters of the main project we just featured on this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you next time. I'm Pat Simpson.